Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about 5 things I hate about the smart car. So I've had the smart car, as you guys know, for like 4 months, maybe 5 months already, I'm not too sure. And here's a few things that some of them I've already mentioned, but what I'm going to do is wrap up 5 things that I don't like about this car. However, it doesn't mean I don't like this car. I actually really like this car out of my other car I have now. Well, it depends on what purpose, but I really do enjoy driving this car, and a few of the things really I had to think about before actually even saying it, because it was quite difficult to find 5 things that I don't like. Anyways, so the first thing is, obviously it's no surprise, the gearbox. The gearbox on this car is terrible, very slow. Even if you put it in manual mode, like if you want to use the pedal shifters over here, as you might see, it's still not fast. It's slow, clunky. You'll feel sometimes it will just take a long time for it to change, especially like up hills. It can just like rev out extremely high, and you know, you just feel like you just have to automatically change it, otherwise who knows how long it will rev out. And also, for example, on a hill, or if the car's are neutral and you want to put it in gear, sometimes if the car's like slightly moving, not even a mile, like just a few inches, it just won't go into gear. You have to like completely make a standstill. And for example, it happens a lot when you want to park. It kind of could get annoying. So the gearbox on this car is definitely quite bad. I do cope with it, you know, but it's definitely a downside of this car. So this is the first thing. So the second thing I don't like about this car, this is not really a major thing, but it could be a bit more convenient if this steering wheel would move forward and backwards. This car, on this model, there's no way to move the steering wheel forward or back, so you kind of have to get used to the driving position, which after a while, fair enough, you kind of get used to it. But I definitely feel that if I would have the steering wheel adjusted to my coordination, I probably would be a bit more comfortable driving this car. So that's the second thing I don't like about this car. So the third thing I don't like about this car is the noise the engine gives. It is a diesel, and I do expect a diesel to be slightly louder than a petrol engine, but sometimes it can be a bit too noisy. And for example, if I'll be talking on my phone with a Bluetooth, obviously, it will be sometimes quite difficult to have a phone conversation driving this car. Besides the wind noise that this car has, it does have quite a loud engine sound. You know what, let me just see if we're gonna... So this is the engine just idle, no revs, nothing. And okay, as you guys may know, the engine's right here behind the seat, so I do expect it to be slightly louder than a regular car, but sometimes it's just... So I'm not sure if you guys will pick it up on camera. Let me turn it off. I'm not sure if you guys will hear it. So I don't know if you guys will hear it properly on camera, but as I said, sometimes it could be a bit noisy in here, and talking on the phone, for example, is quite difficult. As I said, through Bluetooth, it could be still very difficult to get a phone conversation. So this is the third thing I don't like about this car. Fourth thing I don't like about this car is that the car is lacking a little bit of power. Now I know some of you might say, okay, so why did you buy this engine? Why didn't you buy the bigger engine? The point is, I wanted to be as economic as possible, if that makes sense. And I went for the 0.8 litre diesel engine. Now sometimes I feel that the car could really do with, just like I mentioned it once before in a different video, maybe just 5 horsepower more would make a big difference. For example, from a start, like if the lights turn green and you just want to move out, you have like all these big vans and lorries sometimes will just take you over, because it could be, you know, because it's lacking a bit of power, unless obviously I put my foot down all the way down, which revs it out, which I don't like driving that way. But if you put down your foot in a normal manner, sometimes it feels like it just needs a bit more power. So definitely another few horsepower is needed for this car. Some might think, okay, maybe tune it. I probably wouldn't bother with this. It's a small engine, it's not a new car. I don't know if it'll be worth tuning a car like this in terms of safety. Like, if I don't want the engine to blow or anything like that or have problems with the car, I'll just keep it the way it is. But yeah, power is definitely a downside. So the fifth thing I don't like about this car is, now this has nothing to do with this particular model or this particular car. This is my experience driving this car, right? And anyways, all these 5 things are what I experience, so every smart car may be different, but I think they're mostly the same. But one of the downsides, the 5th thing, which I don't like about when I drive this car, especially where I live in London. Now it depends where you live, how people drive in your country, your city, etc. But in London, where roads are fairly busy, fairly high traffic, when you drive a smart car, people always expect you to kind of squeeze in very silly gaps. Now yes, a smart car is small and you can fit there, you can squeeze there, you can park there, you know, like everyone says, and fair enough. But certain times people want you to kind of squeeze through some silly gap because you got a smart car and make things very difficult even with this car. And another thing is, like, let's say you're waiting to let someone pass and people just can't. Well, I noticed this definitely when I drive this car compared to my other car. I always have the same experience. People kind of take advantage. They think it's just a little car. Or for example, bike riders. I used to ride a bike back in the day, and a lot of time people think it's just a motorbike, let me quickly come out, you know, it's just a bike. And it kind of has the same kind of vibe when driving this car. It's just a little car, let me quickly do this turn, and you know, this little car will kind of get itself sorted, that kind of thing. Now I hope you guys understand what I mean when I say this. And the funny thing is, you know, some of you might think, okay, so maybe your driving judgment is bad. No guys, if you know how to drive and you drive in London, this is the kind of experience I have with driving a smart car. And I drive many cars. I've owned, this is my 2nd smart car owned, and I can tell you one thing, by both of the cars I had the same experience when it came to this thing, and whenever I drive my other cars it's not quite like it. So this is kind of a feeling when you drive a smart car. Anyways guys, that car is still one of my favorite cars of all time, and it does the job really well. But of course every car has its downsides, and these are the 5 downsides. So thanks for watching guys. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I know I haven't been so active on the channel, but there's some things in the making guys, and announcements may be coming later on this month, so or next month I would say. So please keep subscribed, like this channel. If you want to support this channel and you buy things through eBay, use the link in the description below. If you want to do eBay purchases, just like click the link and then search in the box whatever you want to buy, and that will just help the channel you know, grow. So take care guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.